Hi, everybody. I'm Christy of Pixel Pixie Cross Stitch, and today I am meeting my friend Jen from the Stitch Crypt. And we have never met in person, which this is as close as we're going to get for now. But I just thought I would hang out with Jen finally and share with everyone else. So, Jen, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Is it all cold and snowy in
Yeah,
Minnesota?
especially cold. This weekend has been cold. Yeah. Yeah, we're like 8 degrees, I think.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I think so.
So that's pretty normal, 8 degrees Fahrenheit.
I mean, that's a bit cold, but yeah, that's about normal for right now.
Oh, wow. So do you knit too?
No, I cross stitch, but I haven't in quite a while. But no,
Okay. My first, I thought everyone up there knitted and crocheted
I
because
can
it's so cold.
crochet. I can crochet for sure, but I don't know how to knit.
Oh, okay. So tell me about your history with cross stitch. Like, is it something you've always done or is it kind of new?
Um, it was off and on. Like I know my grandma taught me when I was like 14 or something like that, and then I was like, this is boring. And then I kind of got back into it in college when I was really interested in texture, mostly in fibers. I took some like fiber arts class in college and did a lot of like drawing related stuff, but with like sewing involved as well. It was really interesting. And then off and on projects here and there. And then like within the last like 5 years, fell in hard with it.
Yeah, you're designing constantly. Like even that little side project we both just jumped into, it was suddenly like, you're like, here's my draft, here's where it's going. And I'm like, but it's not due for 3 months, right? 2 months.
Yeah, I just like picked up and I was like, I have this idea. Let me at least get it done and started before I forget. And then I'll put it off to the side while I work on other stuff. So
I was just impressed. Like you just make stuff. So how did you end up designing? Like what led to that? Was it conscious or not?
um I actually started Meg's um Monster Mansion Stitch Along, but I found it like
Witchy Stitcher?
yeah, I found it like a year or so after the fact, and I always saw everyone's like mega versions, and I was like, I'm gonna do that too. So I started like designing my own rooms for that based off of like other people's ideas, and I kind of made up some of my own. And my friend was like, "You should do this," and I was like, "I don't know, maybe." And then I kind of had an idea for something, and it just kind of went from there. That's where I started with the Baba Yaga hut that I made.
Oh yeah.
I was like, because I'd been watching The Witcher, and I was like, "This is amazing." And
Yeah, it is.
I just was like, I gotta research programs, and I kind of just fell into the hole that is cross stitch.
Do you so what program do you use? Did you end up with a program you really like or
I use Stitch Fix or what is it called?
Fiddle?
No, not Fiddle. It's on the iPad. It's
Oh.
Stitch Sketch. That's right.
Stitch Sketch?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. So that means you get to draw.
Yeah. Because I
Okay.
downloaded, I bought WinStitch, but I was like, this is too hard for me to do it with a mouse. I can't draw. So I really like, I need the iPad because I need to physically draw, and it helps. So that's kind of where
Because
I go.
I have WinStitch and I love it. And then I got an iPad with the pencil,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to change programs. So instead I've tried Pixaki, and so I do that sometimes. It's like a pixel drawing program, and then I can transfer it to my to WinStitch. But yeah, like I love when you get ideas, you just draw them, whereas I don't. I used to draw and I don't really. I think about it too hard and I'm so worried it's
Yeah.
going to be bad. So anyway, I love that you do actual drawings.
Oh,
I feel like a hack job that doesn't draw.
yeah,
I point and click.
I didn't start out drawing. I actually started out just like straight pixelating in the program, but then like I've used to draw and I kind of just got away from it and stopped for a long time. I think just like being a parent, I just didn't have time for art and stuff. So like it's been really fun this last year or two to like dive in and be creative again and like kind of find that creativity again. So I've gotten back into learning drawing a bit on like Procreate. And so like I'll draw
Oh
something
yeah.
there and then I'll like convert it to a pattern or just use as a reference.
Yeah. Yeah. Procreate still overwhelms me a little bit.
It
But
did when I
so,
first got
oh,
it.
go ahead.
Yeah, it overwhelmed me when I first got it too. I was like, I don't know how to do this because I'm like a Photoshop and a Illustrator person, and this was hard, but I kind of figured it out slowly.
Well, yeah, you totally look like you know what you're doing. So I'm always like, Jen totally knows what she's doing. So what I would love to see though, I would love to see whatever pieces you have. And not whips, your finished designs. Specifically, my specific favorite though is the night crawler
Oh,
on the mushroom.
I don't
I
have
want
that
to
one
see
with
every
me.
one of you have if you're willing to show them, but that one's my favorite.
Most of them I don't frame because I don't have time for that. But I've got my like favorite skull.
The depth in that is so good that I couldn't tell it was cross stitch.
I know I was really proud of that one.
I can't remember if I've seen that or not. That's really cool.
Is it showing?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I got my skull
Oh
flower.
yeah, your little skulls in the sunflower. Wow, they're so cute. They're just all there, peeking
Yep.
out.
And then the rest of them are just unfinished because I'm lazy. I got
That
that.
I didn't realize that one was so big.
I think this
Oh
is
wow,
on 28 count. So yeah.
that's pretty big though.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's beautiful. That's why you get lots of shading and depth in the flower.
That was a trick for me. I'm glad it turned out.
Yeah,
But
it's really impressive. Oh, your ice cream. So what is this one called?
Scullabrations.
Skullabration.
Yeah.
That fabric's really rad too. Was
Yeah,
that
this is
fabric made just for it, or did I can't remember. Did you have a Oh no, it's just one you found that was perfect.
I bought it off of from Oblong Meow and I was like I saved it for a while because I was like, I don't know what to do with this. Like rainbow stuff is cool, but I don't know what to do with it half the time. And then I finally was like, I'm gonna use this.
Oh, it looks really cool though. It looks, you found the right pattern and colors for it.
Yeah.
Skullabration.
Celebration. Yep.
And that's for so you just hit 2,000 followers? Is that what,
Well, it was more for my 1 year. Like I
for your
think,
1 year?
yeah, it was like end of January. I don't have the exact date, but like end
It
of
was your
January.
1 year anniversary. Okay. I
Yeah.
was trying to remember.
I was like,
Stitch
but then I
Crypt.
also hit like 2,500 followers, which I was like, that's insane. I can't believe that. But yeah, and I've
It's
got
exciting. Oh,
um,
there he is. Does he
uh,
sing?
yeah, he's cousin. Because I have to assume that gargoyles get pooped on all the time. They're
They
just
do.
so
They
big.
do. Maybe that's why the weeping angels are always the real reason they're always covering their eyes. That's so cool.
What else do I have? Got some older stuff. I mean, kind of older, but the Skella squirrel.
Now it's a what squirrel?
The Skella squirrel?
Oh, Skella squirrel. He's cute. That's really cool. They look so much like this is not real life, but it feels like it's kind of close. I don't know, seeing them in to see like what size they are to, and I guess
Oh
with
yeah,
you holding them up, I'm getting
I
an
was
idea of like I'm impressed at how big they are.
I was surprised at how small Elle works in because I saw your guys' thing
Yes.
last week and I was like, hers are so tiny. I was like, mine are
No,
huge.
they are like I don't know. It's nice to see them in a different I don't know. It's just cool. I like seeing how everyone does it so differently. I think
Yeah,
mine are all different sizes. But yeah,
I
hers
know.
are all so nicely, and they're all like they're just all so nice. They're about the same size, and she always has all these beautiful like rose petals like
Yeah,
around the house to decorate. and make them look finished. I'm just like, my hat is off.
Yeah.
My hat is off to her. I'm impressed.
I know, like I try to do, artsy, pretty pictures, but we'll, you know. And I got the blood of my blood, blood of my blood, bone of my bone from Outlander.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I liked how you made the border of that too look kind of like blood, but it's like not in a gross way. It's very tasteful.
Yeah, I was just like, I did the skull and the thistle, and I was like, it needs something. And I'm
Yeah.
like people like wedding frame things.
No, I
It's
like, but I was saying like my first thought would like I love how the border really goes like it's tasteful. Like
yeah,
it's blood themed, but it's not gross.
yeah.
I like how you kind of played with the pattern of it a little bit of the kind of the I don't know, the dots. Anyway, I'm not making sense, but I
No,
like it.
that one was I was I don't know, just trying something, I guess. And my
Oh yeah, I like that one too. So was
and that
that going to be your logo for a while or what? Because I know
so
you just changed your logo too.
my
Oh,
original one. This was based off my original logo that I just kind of like threw up in Illustrator one day with like basic shapes, and I was happy with it.
it was
But then
cute.
recently I was like, I'm gonna redraw it. So we did.
I really like the new one though too. I was like, I don't know why she changed it, but this one is cool too.
I don't know. I just felt like my old one was like cartoony, kind of. I don't know. Simple, more simple than it should be. I don't know.
You're just ready for a change.
Yeah. Feel like I can never make up my mind. I'm always changing things, and so
But anyway, they both look good.
yeah,
That looks familiar.
yeah,
Because that's from the cat, right? Is that from our Flag Means Death?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what that. Okay. That's funny. I wasn't able to, I haven't gotten very far in that, so I don't know, but I was like, I think that's our Flag Means Death, right?
Yes. Yep, yep.
Are you a huge fan
I mean,
of
I've
that?
watched it. I watched it like 1.5 times, and then I got distracted by something else going on. So, but
Because
yeah,
people
I'm
really love it. I mean, I thought it was cute. It's just I don't watch a lot of TV without my husband, so usually like just because I don't know, we watch at night and it's not
oh
something he's into, so we haven't like really I just haven't really watched it, but I like it. It seems like
yeah,
big time cult following that one's got, but it is
yeah,
good.
it is good. Like we watch at night too after the kid goes to bed, but we kind of watch our own things because we don't really agree on taste wise. So, and then my last one I've got that I can show is my
Hey,
Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga flying around. Can you imagine if we had all grown up with the idea of Baba Yaga? Like, how terrifying is
Right?
that? Like, we're all discovering Baba Yaga as adults and like, oh, wow. She's so cool, but man, 30 years ago, I wouldn't have slept at night thinking about her.
Yeah. Well, like I've always been interested in like the wet specimens and like like heads in jars and like
Mm.
that stuff. And so I was like, I got a book on it. And my daughter's like, what are you looking at? She's like, that's inappropriate. And I was like, maybe for some people, but then then she starts talking on it. So I was like, oh, she must like it a little bit. So
Did you so is that how you heard about Baba Yaga is from the book or was from that through like cross stitch grapevine or
um
because I think I heard about Baba Yaga through the cross stitch
I
grapevine.
did through The Witcher when I was watching The Witcher
Oh
when
yeah,
it
I
came
forget
out,
she's in The Witcher. Okay.
the whole hut thing, and I got really curious as to what it was and found it out. And so
I need to watch
and
season one
then
again.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember because I'd heard about her elsewhere. I think I'd heard about her through like cross stitch stuff. I haven't seen my husband played The Witcher and I loved watching him play it. Like, I'd be in or around the house or whatever, and whenever he's playing one of them, I'm just like, this is the coolest game ever. But I haven't seen as much as the show. So I'm not quite sure how Baba Yaga is involved yet. But anyway,
Yeah. And all I've seen is from the show, so I don't know. That's what I have that I can show.
Okay. Can you give any hints on what you anything
Uh,
you can talk about, even if you can't show it, or
I
I don't
mean,
want to get you in trouble with anything too. I know we're working on some secret
yeah,
projects together that are very fun.
because yeah, I'm working on. Well, I had to put a pause. I'm waiting on thread to come for the box one,
Hmm.
and then the other like big thing is I'm designing a stitch along. So yeah, I'm still designing it. It's gonna be, well, I don't know when it's gonna come out, but hopefully within a few months. So
That's exciting.
yeah, it's what I've been wanting to. Well, I have like a couple ideas for some, but this is like the main one I think. So we'll see.
That's fun.
I keep like
Ooh,
every time I design something and I'm like, oh, I'm so good, this is amazing, and then like the insecurity comes in after like you go to like release it. But like as I'm designing it, I'm like, I'm so happy with myself because it's amazing. And then
I saw that. I'll have to. There was this one thing I saw. Maybe it was like a hierarchy. I think it was pictures of like when you're first making something. Yeah, this is so great. I love it. And each like say you go through different stages and like this is the best ever. Oh my gosh, I hate myself. Why?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty emotional. Like designing is very emotional. Can be very,
yeah.
we all know the drama and then, I don't know, like what have you, so have you sold any, or I'm sorry, so Elle and I were talking about the ones that we've designed that we like that like no one has bought. Is there anything you love that no one has bought and you don't know why, or
Mm,
anything you were surprised that it did better than you thought it would?
it's so hard to say because I've only been doing this for a year. Um, I guess like I'm kind of a little bit surprised that the night crawlers do as well as they do. Like I think they're my most popular ones, and even like my very first one, because like I look back on it and I'm like, it's good, but like I can do better now, and I'm kind of surprised that it's as popular as it is. Um,
I'm trying to
I
remember
kind
what
of,
other ones you did, but you have that cute one on the mushroom.
yeah,
Do you have
got
it
that
on you? I love that one so much. He's sweet. And your the not pixelation, whatever you do, the depth comes through in the way you do the colors.
one. Oh,
Like if ever it seemed like the Nightcrawler looks like there's multiple colors in it, right?
yeah, I think a bit.
Like it's white, but it's different
Oh,
shades. So
yeah,
he's got some, he looks round.
yeah, like the mushroom one is like it's like DMC like 13 or 12. It's like a really light yellow,
Oh
actually.
yeah, yeah.
And then like yeah, I try to do a little bit of shading, I do what I can, but
He just
um
looks very soft. I don't know. I just think it's cool.
I'm trying to
Are
see.
you looking for a picture of him?
Yeah, because I don't have him with me, but like this is my like most popular one. And he's just like a basic nightcrawler dude hanging out in the
Okay,
grass.
but there's like it's I don't know. I guess I don't do as much. I don't know if I should call it shading or what, but he looks I'm curious. I see there's depth. He's got depth going on in his
Yeah,
coloring and I think it's super cool. No, I could be here all day looking for it,
there
but
you
yeah, the
go.
one that's just sitting on the mushroom. And I saw one of my friends too said the same thing, like because you were doing that giveaway, and I was like, oh, it's definitely the night crawler on the mushroom. And my friend Lana was like, that's my favorite one.
I guess like I'm surprised that the Ted Lasso ones I've done didn't do more. I was like, there's not a whole lot out there for it. It's such a popular show right now, but they're not as popular as I would have liked, I guess. Plus, like that
Oh,
teacup I did was like I was like so proud of myself when I made it because it was again like one of my early patterns, and I was like, this is so good. The depth, I'm so talented, and then like it didn't do very well, and I was like, oh, I guess not.
it's so hard. It's so hard. Like so you got to constantly remember. I did a really good job, and even
I
if no
know.
one buys it, you still did a really good job, and it doesn't matter. But I don't know,
I
those kind of things too. Like I realized I even know what Ted Lasso looks like. And I was finally like yesterday Googled. I don't know who Ted Lasso is. I was like, okay, so it's a TV show. And yes, I recognize that man. I don't have Apple TV.
oh yeah.
So I would have been like, I had no idea. I just thought it was a funny thing about tea that was cute. And then I
Oh
found
yeah.
out, oh, it's a
It's like a running joke.
fan, which is another thing I've learned too, like getting into cross stitch. I can't remember what they call it, but there's like different types of cross stitch. And one of them is like, I want to call it fan fiction. It's not, but like fan art, where people
Oh
make things based around,
yeah.
like that would be um based on, there's lots of like, oh no, I can't think of examples, but lots of like fandom art. Oh, I guess like if I were to make Buffy stuff, which very few people would buy at this point in time because Buffy fans are all like my age and older pretty much because it's an old show.
But we're the
But
ones cross stitching, so
what?
but we're the ones cross stitching. So I think
To a point. There are Buffy people out there. But like for me, I think I always have the fear too of getting in trouble for
oh
rights
yeah.
or something like that. But generally, I don't think people do much on Etsy. I don't know. Like, I generally appreciate it because it's not like, where else are you gonna, if it's not for people designing fun stuff on Etsy, that stuff's not going to exist.
Yeah. Because like I started out, I was like, I'm gonna make a Ted Lasso stitch along, and it's like I have it like mostly kind of design. It's not like my current style at all. It was just like very early on. It's whatever, and then I was like, but wait a minute, I might get like in trouble with copyrights because there's like logos from the show, and my husband's like, yeah, you shouldn't. I'd be afraid to put it out there. And I was like, if I ever do, it'll probably just be like something I just gonna like toss out in the wind, free to be like, it's there.
I
But
think that's what no, not, no, I don't want you on the internet, baby. Sorry. Oh, now I'm turning. My chair has wheels. Yeah, I think a lot of people do that. They do free sales. And that's how
yeah.
it works. Like Story Stitches does like famous books, which I think is cool. And there's been
Oh
like
yeah.
Stephen King ones and Jurassic Park ones, and I think they tend to be free so that people can still share the design and do the stitch along. So yeah, I think that's probably the safe way to do it is do it, but just
Yeah.
don't charge.
Yeah.
So you can do it
Yeah.
after you do the one you're doing now.
Yeah. Exactly.
I just see his
It's
head moving back and forth. So what about notions? That's something that's like new-ish to me in the past couple of years. So I have
um.
one I just bought. I'll show you because you know how I said, can we postpone because
Oh
I have to go
yeah.
to my LNS. I just got this. Haven't even opened it yet. Beeswax Bliss.
Oh, is it like thread conditioner?
Yes, so it's thread conditioner. I mean, it's 100% beeswax, but it's thread conditioner. It's by Noteworthy Needle. That's
Okay.
Janice. She's a designer that's been doing it a long time. I know her because she's the one that runs Expo or ran Expo, which isn't going to continue anymore. But anyway, I was trying to decide which ones to buy, and I was like, Noteworthy Needle. I know her, so I'll buy this one. But I like that it's 100% beeswax too. But yeah, I guess when some of your floss is a little bit fuzzier, I don't know.
Yeah.
I better research before I start slathering on this floss for my model, huh? But yeah, that is my newest one. I've owned that for like 2 hours. Have not used it yet. So what are notions that you have gotten into?
Um. I don't know. Mostly needle minders is like I mean I have a few of them, but um I don't really do a whole lot. I feel like I've bought some specialty threads, but I never know what to do with them. I think they're pretty and I would collect them all, but then they would just sit there because I'd be afraid to use them.
Wait, needle minders or other
No.
things?
Specialty thread, like
Oh
very,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I
Sorry.
have some that I bought from Dying for Sass,
Hmm.
and I love her thread, but I like don't know how to use it properly, I guess. Especially in my own work, because like I don't know how to like if you put in a pattern, be like, oh, but here's a thread that you've maybe never heard of, and have to go buy an Etsy instead of like at a, just anywhere type thing. So
Well, that's why I've started to use more specialty stuff because it's so fun, but then I have a okay, model stitch with this. I recommend this, but here's a thing you can use in its place.
Yeah.
And so I think I don't know how many people yet have used like because I've been doing my desserts that have I've been using like fun over dyed floss as the borders, but then showing, oh, but you could do this with DMC, just break it up in bits and it'll still kind of look like a variegation. But yeah, I was nervous about that at first too, but then I just thought this is really cool and I don't know. Hopefully it gets people's I don't know, other companies' names out there. I'm gonna lose
Yeah.
my voice. Excuse me.
I guess like my favorite thing I use is those ball tip needles.
Ooh.
I don't remember the brand or what they're, but yeah, the ball tip ones. I use those all the time. I don't, because I was using like the sharp like embroidery needles, but they're, sometimes I end up poking, not the right hole. So like the ball tip ones help, especially in Ada,
Oh.
um, and Q snaps.
Because I tried the ball tip and everyone was like, these are awesome. And I hated them. I tried them for so long. But I think it's just one of those things that yes, let me help you. Um there you go, dude. Um some people love them and some people don't like them at all. And I'm kind of anyway, I do like that they make a little like if your fabric's nice and taut, it's a very ASMR like sound. Like it's a very satisfying sound to hear it like pop through the fabric.
Oh yeah,
Um, which I don't have ASMR, but
I don't
or
either.
I'm not into it. I don't know, where sounds like really, really interest you. But it's a very satisfying sound and like when it pops through the fabric, but
Hmm.
I don't know. Oh, they frustrated me. So I like hearing about other people that love them. It seems like so far it's like maybe it's 50-50, you know?
Yeah.
I can't
Uh,
remember who was it Sullivan's that makes those?
that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, one I was just checking out at the shop too was Cosmo. Have you tried Cosmo floss yet?
Never
So
even heard.
they're similar to DMC. I'm not sure if they cost a little more or not. See if I have mine. Oh yeah, so I did just buy some. Um, I'm really excited, and I got a designer pack from Cosmo and want to start using them now. But I happened to just buy a few because the designer pack I got was so something to look at for a floss similar to DMC. I just bought these because I got the designer pack, but I didn't get ones with stripes, and so I was just drooling over these. So this is Cosmo, so they look like this. They have little numbers,
Oh
and
yeah.
they're Japanese, and I'm not sure if they're made in Japan or if they're made in China. Um, no, they're made in Japan. Oh, I wonder if that was anyway. They're 100% cotton made in Japan. But anyway, there's so many new flosses out there. I don't know how long. I don't know much about Cosmo. I just know that they had all these fun colors. But if you
Yeah.
see these at your LNS, I recommend trying them. I'm so excited. I am not a stash person. I don't buy something for the sake of like, oh, it's pretty, I want it. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
confess, these I just wanted them.
Yeah. I don't do that really much either. I have like a very small amount, but then again, like they just sit there and I'm like, I don't know what to do with it.
Do you look at them? Because I've got mine hanging on little like I don't know, the little like metal rings, and I've got them hanging literally on in my closet, like hanging on the closet rod. And so I'll be flipping through my whips next to like my dresses or whatever, they're all right there, and I'll just they're staring at me, so I
Oh,
can't help not see them, which is a good way to have whips too. I have my whips there, so like nothing languishes forgotten. Like they are there, man, they are there staring at me, and all those specialty flosses are like, Christy, woo, and it works. So I don't know, but I encourage you to be bold because it's fun. Just
yeah.
do stuff for you and then just see.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. I guess because I've gotten bolder and I'm enjoying it so much, and I want to share the joy of the exciting fancy floss with you.
Yeah. Um, It's like I have a Lowry stand, and that's like my, I don't know how people not have a stand. I got it for Christmas last year, and I was like, this is amazing. Everyone needs to have one.
So do you have does it stay in a certain room in the house? Do you have a stitching spot,
I do.
or do you move it around?
Nope, I have a spot on the like end of the couch, so we all kind of just hang out in our living room all the time. Our house isn't really all that big, so we're kind of all on the couch in the living room. So I took over the corner, and I have a little nightstand next to it that's got like my stuff. So,
Your
and then
little
they'll sit in
stitchy
my spot,
spot.
and I'm like, got to get out because I need to stitch.
So is everyone pretty understanding of your obsession?
Yeah, to the point where my husband's kind of like, hey, we're still here. Like, you need to. He's like, this isn't your full-time job. And I'm like, yeah, but I want it to be.
Yeah, mine will just be like, if I've been stitching too long in bed, we'll be watching TV, and he'll like want to snuggle,
Yeah.
like actually sit next to each other instead of me like sewing and him just lying there on his phone and we're like watching TV, and he'll be like, pay attention to me.
Yep.
And we like, let me finish this thread. Let me secure this needle. So yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's like something you want to do all the time, but then you're like, well, when I put this down and do actually pay attention to my family, it's meaningful.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're like, I gotta go to work, and then I gotta take care of my family and spend time with them. But I also want to design, and I want to stitch, and I don't
Why
have
is
enough
everyone
time.
so needy?
I know, right? Like,
So you have an art degree though. So you
yes.
don't use it for your current job though,
No.
besides cross
Well, I mean,
stitching,
like,
because you are using it for your cross stitching
yeah.
job.
I mean, like, it's a weird job. So, like, it's like we sell supplies and tools for jewelers and watchmakers, but I do a lot of the photos for the website. So, like, in a way, I kind of do because I take pictures and I edit them for the website a little bit. So I kind of use it a bit, but yeah, to me, it doesn't count.
But I think though too, like, because of your art classes, because I was looking at the piece on the wall behind you that is so amazing. Do you mind trying to show it again? I know you showed me, but I wasn't recording.
So that's like the whole thing.
So is it on is that a
Yes.
canvas with thread or?
Yep, it's like 3x5 canvas that I just bought at like Michael's or something, and then it's like stitched yarn and French knots, and
That
it's
is
like gray
wild.
and black, so it's hard to see. But yeah,
Wow. Was that like for a final project or something?
yeah, it was like I think a semester long project.
It's not quiet because you're talking. I'm so sorry you said what you.
Fine. Yeah, it was
Um,
like a semester long project I did for one of my drawing classes. I think it was a semester long. I don't remember, but
okay, I'm gonna pause real quick. No, no, hold on. Hi. I don't
hey.
know how much of that recorded, but my child is coming back. No, no. Okay, so it's probably, I guess we should wrap up then because yours are probably gonna come home too. Um, hi. So anything we should anything we should look out for you or
I've got to do Patreon pattern dropping next week sometime. I got to finish stitching it.
okay. And how often do you have Patreon drops?
I try to do like my main one once a month, and then like for my upper tier, I'll offer like a second one whenever I have time. Like I try to do, every other month or every month, but life happens. So
Yeah, I get it.
kind of
And what
like,
about you have, I can't remember, do you have a website?
no, I don't.
Oh, you
I
so
would like
you sell Etsy?
Etsy and Ko-Fi.
Etsy and Ko-Fi, okay. And then a Patreon. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I try to remember who all has what. But yeah, so have you had a Patreon for a while?
I think I started in June, so about half a year.
Okay. So you got a new one dropping soon on
Yes.
Patreon. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right. Ooh, any favorite? Okay, so you're not um kind of not ready for new flosses. What about before we go, any favorite fabrics?
I am actually in two fabric of the month clubs. I do mystics or
Oh
mystic
yeah.
fabrics, and I just got Witch's Garden Crafts.
Ooh,
She
hers are
just
fun
started,
too.
so I buy from her all the time, and I started buying some from I don't know how to pronounce it, Fide, but like it's dying from sass. She sells it, but it's like Fide or PH dyed, or I don't know how you pronounce it, but
Oh, I don't either. That's not, I don't know what she calls it.
I don't remember. But it's through Dying for Sass. She's the one that like sells it. But
Okay,
yeah, I buy mostly from those three places.
okay, cool. So I haven't bought from any of them yet. I'm trying to get more bold. I'm not super bold on fabric. I'm still stuck. I think I've made it into the 2000s now. I'm not stuck in the 80s and 90s on fabric choices now. I've expanded, but
They have
there's
a lot
no.
of different colors too.
Oh wow, look. So
Oh,
well,
she's
this is
helping.
happening. These are coming off. So
Yep,
anyway, well,
she's helping.
so yeah, dying for sass fabric. Oh, to look, and they do the floss,
Yes.
or they
Yep.
do it
And
with
she's
that name
got
as
some
the
really cute
floss.
frames too.
They what?
She has really cute frames that she started doing too. That like
Ooh,
I really love those like woodcut or like laser cut wood frames.
yeah. I just don't want you to do that to any more of these. Well, I guess I better go before I lose a whole bunch of these, and I gotta work on my next Sal releases in like 2 days. So I was like, oh, I
Oh
guess
yeah.
I better nope, you can't be on YouTube, Lovey. Okay, well, it's so good to see you. Hold on, I'm gonna just stop recording. But bye, everybody.
All right, bye.
Again, this is Jen.
Hi, everybody.
Yes. This is Jen from the Stitch Crypt and my daughter in the background.